Alright guys, have I got a treat for you today? We've got CFEvan, the red Terran, spawning up the top right corner, and eXoGhost, the purple Protoss, spawning up the top left corner, and this match will be played on Tildrum Alta. We've seen both of these players play before on my channel. eXoGhost, who I played a 2v2 with, and CFEvan, who did that crazy kind of mech build against the Zerg player. So yeah, this should be a really good game. We've got CFEvan, who is looking like he's going to make Grandmaster perhaps on the SEA server. He's a very high level master for now, and eXoGhost is a high diamond player, and these two players are friends, and it is a custom game, which you can tell by eXoGhost's colour choice not being the traditional blue and red. So both are strong players, and yeah, I'll see how this matchup goes. I'm going to see how this, so I'm going to add a season or a series called Subscriber Sunday. So on Sundays I will cast a game that any of my subscribers send in to me. So if you're one of my subscribers out there and you want me to cast one of your games, send them in to replays@teampurenet. I will put the link, the email address to that in the description, and I will be happy to cast. I don't care what league you are, I will randomly select one and cast your game and try to help you out a bit. So eXoGhost is trying to kill off that SCV, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So a bit of early game pressure from both players is expected, considering they are such high standard. So now this gateway did go down at 13 for eXoGhost, now getting a gas at 15, and we've also saw a pylon at 9, while this barracks went down at 12 for CFEvan. So relatively standard openings from both players so far. Nothing too out of the ordinary. So yeah, thanks for the support as well so far on my channel, and I guess Subscriber Sunday is my way of paying that back. So now CFEvan beginning to scout across the map, trying to locate his opponent, which Pure Ghost did at the beginning of the game. So now CFEvan turning this command center into an orbital command, while a cybernetics core goes down for eXoGhost, which still nothing too out of the ordinary, and I'm really excited to see who wins this one, because both players I know are capable of doing some kind of crazy strategy and overcoming the others. So relatively quickly, expansion going down for CFEvan, only 3.5 minutes into the game. And yeah, just producing Marines, producing SCVs, keeping his supply steady, and nothing too out of the ordinary. So it looks like it's going to shape up to be some sort of macro heavy game. Zealot is coming out to prevent any kind of scout. Oh, that didn't work too well, but that was the idea, and that's what counts. The thought is what counts. So now two more barracks going down for CFEvan, and he does have that expansion about halfway completed now, so he will be able to afford a fair few barracks if he chooses to go for a bio-heavy build. And now warp gate researched for eXoGhost and another Zealot, so relatively standard play so far. And now a bunker going down at a nice defensive position with 3 Marines ready to jump straight into that one, and the 4th being produced now. So 2 more gateways going down, and a Twilight Council for eXoGhost. So will we see his Zealot Archon build, which is very, very effective against Terran players, and that is what it's shaping up to be, although he gets the expansion after the Twilight Council if that's what he's going to go for. So we'll see. Yeah, he is saving up for minerals, so I guess he might just go for that Zealot Archon build. Now CFEvan does have this expansion up and running. He's turning that into an orbital command, which is just about completed. And now off his just 3 barracks. It's not quite as many as you'd think of someone running off 2 bases this early in the game. And he doesn't even have add-ons on him yet. He's got a tech lab on 1, and he's just producing Marine and Marauders. And now the High Templar Archives going down for eXoGhost, and he'll also put down an expansion when he can. So we will see Zealot Archon. Maybe CFEvan won't be prepared for this. Maybe he won't be able to counter this effectively enough, although he is getting concussive shells, which is a relatively good counter for people who are going for charge lots. Still now, CFEvan supply blocked, which is it's unlike him, and now getting an engineering bay down. So will we see some upgrades maybe out of him? And Yeah, finally getting an add on this. Another tech lab, so we'll see some more Marauder heavy because he has scouted and he hasn't seen a Stargate. So Marauders is a safe play as they are a heavy unit that can't attack air, but they do a lot of damage to ground units, and especially with those concussive shells, they'll be quite effective. So now a factory going down for CFEvan. Could this be where we see him start to go for a lot more mech heavy units, as we saw on another game on my channel? Robotics facility going down, so maybe just for observers' sake to make sure there are no cloaked banshees, etc, etc, and also to scout as eXoGhost. Sorry, I keep calling him Pure Ghost. eXoGhost is yet to scan, and now a lot of things going on in the CFEvan camp. We've got Stimpack being researched, one missile turret going up somewhere. That could just be for detection, as he might have seen the Twilight Council, but not which Templar specifically he was going to go for, so he may be suspecting DTs. But he hasn't panicked, and he will be able to get scans out. And now a starport going down, so straight into the highest possible level of tech so far, and now charge being researched for eXoGhost. So we will see, yes, Zealot Archon is going to happen for eXoGhost. He's got a lot of Zealots out, needs to get a few more Archons now, mining gas from just one base so far, but he's getting that second one up and running. And now CFEvan is looking to secure this third expansion, so he's going to be well ahead of eXoGhost as far as his macro and economy go. And now the tech lab being completed for... is that a reactor? So he may, yes, he's going to swap his reactor and his starports with each other, and then, there it is, and then produce some medivacs, most likely, for his large bioball, which is standard play, of course. And now we will see a third base going down at some stage soon, and also Psionic Storm is being researched, which is a good counter for a large group of bioball units. And oh no, eXoGhost up to his sneaky tricks. He's going to do some kind of drop into CFEvan's main, and he doesn't have any missile turrets up to defend that. And there's that third base that CFEvan is looking to grab. And now he's getting level 1 upgrades for his bioball and 2 medivacs. Oh, just 1 medivac out. He must have got supply blocked again. So now, where is that drop? What is inside? Just 1 High Templar inside at the moment. Not sure what that was all about, but I'm not sure if CFM is going to be able to counter this. He doesn't really have any units to prevent this from happening, and he doesn't have a missile tower around the main either. So 1 storm from each of these 2 High Templars could do a reasonable amount of damage to CFM's economy. And he's continuing to get Zealot Archon, also getting an Immortal out of his Robo facility. And CFM's just sitting back, still off 3 barracks. Oh wow. Almost 5 barracks now for CFEvan. Now that he is grabbing that 5th base, I guess that's appropriate. Now, as this Warp Prism's about to come in, this drop, CFEvan may not be in the best position right now. So the Robo's just sitting there, but CFEvan's moved out with a relatively small force. And now, as the Robo Warp Prism goes in, 2 High Templars drop down, and will they hit a storm on the mineral line? 1 storm, 2 storm. And wow, that actually did a reasonable amount of damage. And yeah, but he still probably didn't do as much as he could have done, although he did do a fair bit of damage, and I'm not quite sure. Okay, so the 2, wow. And a big counter attack from CFEvan as he moves his bioball straight into eXoGhost space. Maybe that was a drop, and eXoGhost is in trouble now. He's got his Zealots, but he doesn't have any Archons left to do that splash damage on the half-stim to death Marauders and Marines. Now, he's got some Ghosts out, CFEvan, so Archons aren't really going to be the best of option anymore, although he can still keep those High Templars to do feedback on the Medivac and to do Storm on the Bioball and the Mineral Line. So now he's continuing to get weapons upgrades. He's got 2 engineering bays now specifically for that. And now it looks like eXoGhost is going to try to go for some Colossus, but he really needs to get a 3rd base up soon, as CFEvan is about to land his, and he's had his 2nd for a lot longer. So yeah, just sticking with the bio option. We haven't really seen any siege tanks or anything be produced for the Terran player, because I guess they aren't very effective against Protoss, where they are against Terran and Zerg. So now Double Forge also going down for eXoGhost, so he can get those upgrades, which he will need to match. And now 2 High Templars going in, but it looks like he's going to back out because all the SCVs had already been pulled and a lot of the army was already heading back. So it would have been a good time to attack if eXoGhost was just using that as a distraction technique. So now this base is up for CFEvan, and eXoGhost is in the process of constructing his own third. So now we've got a lot of Zealots with just the 1 Archon at the moment. So still an Immortal about to enter the field, and then we might see some Colossus being produced. So 4 more High Templars out, maybe turn them into 2 Archons, which will be quite effective. So yep, what's that? Combat Shield now being researched somewhere. Combat Shield, so 10 extra health, and now 4th base going down. So CFEvan is on top with as far as the economy goes, and now it looks like eXoGhost is still trying to do a drop somewhere with these High Templars, but he can't really find a good entry point. He might drop here now and take out the 2 mules and a couple of SCVs, and there it is. Okay, the 2 mules do go down, so it was somewhat effective, and he does get out before the Marines manage to arrive in time. And now he will just pull right out and keep them up here where CFEvan can't really reach them because he doesn't have any Vikings out on the field or anything. So now upgrades being done for... Wow. Did he just put down 5 gateways? So yeah, a lot more gateways being built for eXoGhost now that he's running off 3 bases, and he does have those upgrades for attack and defense. He did get a Colossus on the field, and he's also continuing to get units such as High Templars to make those Archons. So his ball is looking pretty good at the moment, although that is a lot of units for CFEvan, and if he does manage to hit a few EMPs on the Zealots and the Archons, then that army could quickly disappear. So now it looks like eXoGhost is considering doing a drop. CFEvan actually stimmed to try to reach that, but the shields were not penetrated, and the Warp Prism will be fine. So now another Colossus enters the field for eXoGhost, while 2 Vikings are now produced from this reacted starport, so that CFEvan can maybe prevent those drops. And that 4th base that CFEvan was constructed is now turning into an orbital command, so he will land that right there. So he's in a really good position at the moment, and it looks like eXoGhost is going to try to grab his own 4th. So eXoGhost is matching his play very well, making sure he expands when his opponent expands or close to. And now, oh no, the Warp Prism doesn't quite go down. It looks like it's just going to head home because it's been probing around a bit and it hasn't managed to do too much damage. So now a 3rd Colossus is about to enter the field for eXoGhost. And if you look at the supply count, CFEvan is a fair bit in front on army, as well as the fact that eXoGhost managed to supply block himself, and CFEvan's almost at max supply, so he will look to move out soon, I reckon, with this large ball of units that he has. A few EMPs on this may do some damage, although the Colossus and the splash damage of the Colossus and the Archons on those biological units will be rather amazing to watch, I reckon. So now 3 Vikings will be able to make sure that no more drops take place, and it looks like CFEvan is going to move out now that he's on 200 supply, maxed out. eXoGhost gets to about 192, gets another Colossus, but I don't know if it's going to come out in time. And a lot of pylons there, so one scan, sees his army, knows what he's up against, and it looks like he's still going to engage, or maybe he will go and hit this expansion first. And this is really going to come down to the better micro, I reckon, of each player, as the army sizes are similar, and it's going to come down to EMPs from CFEvan. So still not ready to move up, I reckon. He's just sitting there patiently, and now here he goes. CFEvan, he's going to send the Ghost first. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. He might get a couple of EMPs away, and there, get some EMPs away on the mass of eXoGhost units, but the Colossus at the back just firing away on all of CFEvan's Bioball. CFEvan actually split his army up, and it looks like eXoGhost is going to come out on top here, although the Vikings on the Colossus, and the Vikings just decimated the Colossus, and that was really where the bulk of eXoGhost units were going to come from. He's still got a couple of units out, but it looks like CFEvan's going to survive with just a few Marauders left, as that Immortal does go down. He can still warp in a shitload of units due to the fact that he has so many gateways up, but it looks like he might just go down, because when those Marauders are stimmed, they can actually micro against the charged Zealots due to the fact that they have concussive shells, and now it really looks like CFEvan's going to win this one, because he's got... I don't think grabbing those 2 bases were really necessary, but he does now have 6 bases compared to the 4 which eXoGhost are running off. Still desperately trying to warp in Zealots, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to kill him off, but I can't see how eXoGhost is going to get back in this one when another large ball of units is about to head over. Is he even going to drop them? Yes, he's going to drop 8 Marauders right into the mineral line and destroy the production facilities of eXoGhost. Another Colossus now coming onto the field, but there's really not too much to defend their remaining bases. These Zealots are chasing the Medivacs ambitiously. They only carry 3 Marauders, so they are not too much of a threat. The real problem is going to be these 8 Marauders up here, dropping right into the production facilities, with the Medivacs healing away, and eXoGhost certainly isn't ready for it. He's turning his High Templars into Archons, instead of using feedback on the Medivacs, and the Robo targeted first, so no more Colossus comes down, and stimming away with his 2-2 upgraded Marauders, just so powerful. All the pylons go down that are powering a lot of these gateways. Now the Zealots and the Archon do arrive, but I don't think eXoGhost is going to be able to hold it, and he might be able to snipe down that... No, he doesn't manage to snipe down that weak Medivac, and now 1 High Templar with a feedback may be enough to take out that. And the feedback does go down and doesn't quite kill the Medivac, leaves it on 23 health. This one was the one he should have tried to hit, as that would have taken it out. And Stalker's now not really going to do anything to CFEvan. So GG, well played from eXoGhost. And CFEvan's going to win this one. I did okay. Yeah, so these two were just training and practicing. And yeah, so that was good of them. I really think CFEvan had a great economy the whole game, always looking for that expansion, always had that expansion faster than eXoGhost, and also the way he countered everything that eXoGhost did, getting the Ghosts for the Zealot Archon and getting Vikings for the Colossus. There wasn't much left that eXoGhost could do, especially when these upgrades were started so early in the game for CFEvan. It was good the attempts he made on drops, though. He did manage to kill some SCVs and mules in this mineral line, but well played by CFEvan, well played by eXoGhost. CFEvan did manage to come out on top on this one. Hope you've enjoyed this cast, guys, and learned a lot from these 2 highly skilled players. And yeah, if you want to send me in a replay for this week's Subscriber Sunday, the email address for that will be in the description. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.